This is a quick demo of what Dapper does. So I have my Dapper up and running, and it is looking at my iTunes library, and what it's going to do is it's going to sync certain playlists that I have inside of iTunes. And specifically in iTunes, if I have a look at playlists, I have a folder here called Dapper. Now all these other playlists it's essentially going to ignore, but this Dapper playlist and all of the playlists inside here are the ones that it's going to look at and make sure that it syncs to my DAP. So you'll notice that I have the Dapper folder. Inside there I have several other folders which include things like my workout list. I have different playlists here for various different types of quality, etc. And I even have some ones that set up the recent things that I've put into my library. So lots of different playlists that are sitting inside here, and essentially they're sitting inside this Dapper folder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some stuff to my library. And let me go to the desktop here, and I have a head full of dreams that I just purchased, so I'm going to go ahead and hit open. And in my music, it's now added this Coldplay album. Now, what that's done is it's copied it into my particular iTunes, and specifically because I have these recent lists, the recent 25 is going to show Head Full of Dreams, so it's automatically really put inside of this Dapper folder for me, or I could have dragged it in manually. Now you'll notice that Dapper has said that my iTunes library has changed, there's new music to sync, and its icon up here has turned to red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go ahead here and connect my X7 from Fire. And what that'll do is it'll actually show up on my Mac. I'm going to open the Finder here, and you'll see that here the X7 has mounted as one drive, and the SD card on the X7 has mounted as another drive. And you'll notice here that I have music and I have playlists. And in fact, I'll open up the playlist folder and you'll see there's nothing in there, but of course I have a lot of music here. The first thing you'll notice is that my iTunes is set to have A on the left, so A on the internal card and B through Z on the external card. And sure enough, if I have a look at my music, all of the things that start with A as well as the compilations are there, and the other stuff is here on the secondary card. So I've got new music there and I'm ready to go. You'll notice that this Go button has appeared on Dapper because it's recognized that that DAP is connected, and so I'm going to go ahead and click on Go. What it's going to do is scan my playlists, and if necessary, it's going to extract the artwork that is in those files so that they can save that to the DAP as well. So it reads through all of the different playlists, then it scans my DAP itself to check which songs, etc. are on the DAP versus which are not. And what it will do is it will figure out that that new album from Coldplay is in fact not on the DAP. Takes a few seconds to finish scanning here, and it will pop up something that says, hey, there's 11 files that need to be written to the second card. I can, if I want, click on Show Me, and what that'll do is fire up a list and tell me exactly what it's going to do. You'll see it copies this album over, so that's pretty good. I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to go and hit Continue. It's now copying all of that information over, and you'll notice it's also saving the playlists to the playlist folder. And in fact, if we go have a look at the playlist folder, you can see that it's recreating everything that I had on my DAP. So my quality playlists, my recent playlists, everything is there, and it's formatted in the correct way that it'll play properly on that X7. All right, so it's finished saving everything that it's going to do on the internal drive of the DAP. That's this one here. And as I said, it's created all those playlists. My music is still the same as it always was. And so this drive is ready to go. It's still saving the music onto the SD card on that DAP. And once that's done, it'll be here as well. But we can go in here, have a look for Coldplay. And there we go. This is the new album that's been copied. And you can see as it copies over, you'll see the music appearing there. So what you'll notice is if I go and have a look at some of these playlists, this particular playlist has 500 entries in it. And Dapper is smart enough to know that things that once again begin with B through Z are going to sit on the external card. So it's writing the playlist in the format that the DAP can read. But if I go here for, if I have a look for Aerosmith as an example, here's Aerosmith, and you'll see that it's referencing the internal card. So internal and external. What Dapper will do is it will copy the music to the correct card based on how you set this particular slider, and it will also reformat your playlists on the fly so that they reference the correct card on your DAP so they will play properly on the DAP first time round. So Dapper is about to finish here on the last file. and it cleans the card. Now that's great, and it's copied everything over, but I have to do a lot of clicking and setting this up every time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into settings, and I'm going to tell it to do a couple of different things. I'm going to tell it to automatically sync when my DAP connects. I'm going to tell it to automatically disconnect the DAP when it's done. And here in customizations, I can say, well, I only want to hear about it if only, let's say, 2 gigs is going to change. And in my options here, I'm going to tell it not to show me the summary before making changes. So instead of popping up the window that said, hey, I'm going to copy this amount of files, etc., it's not going to do that. It's simply going to synchronize my DAP. And then what I'll do is let's go ahead and get rid of this last one off my DAPs, make it so that it's not in sync anymore. I'll go here and empty my trash. And then what I will do is I will eject the SD card and the DAP, and you'll notice that it says connect your DAP drives. And so now Dapper is sitting there waiting for that DAP to connect, and we'll watch it as I go back to my DAP and disconnect it here really quickly. And now I'm going to reconnect it. There we go, X7 and SD card. Dapper is going to detect that it's connected. And now it's automatically syncing. I don't have to do anything. It will check my playlist as it did before, and it will copy the music as it did before, and then it will eject these 2 disks, the X7 and the SD card, so I'm ready to go. So essentially I can have Dapper running in the background, have it check automatically when I insert the DAP, eject the DAP automatically, so I don't have to do anything to sync other than plug my DAP in. So now it'll find that the one Coldplay album needs to be done, or I should say the one Coldplay song needs to be done. It's copying that over while it saves all of the playlists. And if we watch down here, the X7 and the SD card, it's ejected both of those. I can pick my DAP up and leave.